I was waiting for it.
It's hot, y'all. How we doing?
Super hot.
Week 4.
Week 4, we're feeling good.
Feeling great. I mean, there's a lot of things that are not going right in the fantasy world, but goods and bads with every team. How we doing tonight?
We're good. It's
Good.
toasty.
Yeah, it's hot up here. It actually wasn't the entire day until literally the AC went off. Actually, it's not bad right now.
No, it's not.
Got the windows open. Upstairs, heat rises. Science with Eli. Okay. We're doing something different this week.
We are.
All our listeners out there. Usually on our preview show, well, first of all, we don't got Mike again, but this time it was kind of our fault. We're starting late, and Mike works at the wee hours in the morning, so maybe next week for Mike. But we do have his DK lineup and all the things that he usually brings.
His dog pick.
Besides his takes.
Might be the best part.
Yeah. But yeah, we're actually not going to do the fantasy matchups this week. We're going to do a segment as we kind of get into the fantasy season here. We're going to try and integrate more of these shows to kind of just get a sense on where we are with the players instead of just going through the lineups each week. So today we have a fun segment. It's basically just a start sit, but going to call it the hot seat and see what we're feeling with these guys. Who can we start over them? And where's the line pretty much on benching or starting these guys going forward. But we'll recap the Monday night game real quick. We'll go into the news. We'll have the segment. We'll talk about some other must-start guys going forward, and then the DK lineup to finish the show, just like any other preview. Got anything before we start?
Yeah, the must-start, I kind of base it off this week, but they also go in line kind of with the rest of...
Well, if you had told me that, I maybe would have picked someone else. It's okay. It's a general guys.
Because I almost put Pickens in there, and I was just like, that would just be...
He's on my radar a little bit as a Dak owner, just to kind of... I threw a feeler out there for him. Got rejected. But anyway, let's get right into the Monday night recap. Was a fun one.
You threw out a feeler for Pickens?
Pickens, yeah, to Rick. It was a shitty offer, but he's desperate, so that's what he gets. Lions, Ravens.
Banger.
Yeah, I said in the chat last night after the game was over that we pretty much got what we wanted from this game. It was a high over-under, and then they scored a lot of points. Didn't really expect the Lions to go in there and win, I guess. I forget what confidence I had on the Ravens in our weekly pick'em.
I think you were mid, like 8.
It had to have been below 10.
I was like 12.
Yeah, I mean, just because, the Lions would have started out 1-2 as well if they lost. But just thinking the Ravens at home, starting off 1-2, which they are now, and then looking ahead to next week.
Yeah, I mentioned to you earlier.
It's Chiefs, Ravens, and they're both those teams are 1-2. So that'll be weird for whichever one of those teams starts 1-3. But anyway, back to the game. We'll start with the Lions. They pretty much just dominated the game on the run. 38 attempts for 224 yards. David Montgomery, the steak, 12 for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he kind of sniped a last-second one at the end there, just say fuck it, I'm scoring. And Gibbs with 22 for 67 and 2 touchdowns. So 4 touchdowns combined from the running backs. This is something that we've kind of seen over the last, I would say, this year doesn't really count because it's only been 3 games, 2 years, where you can pretty much start both these guys with confidence each week, and this is a possibility of what can happen.
Yeah, in our league, obviously Kev has both of them, and I think we were just saying, like, you might as well just play both.
I think more often than not, that's a pretty solid option. Depending on...
I'd love to have Dave.
What defense they're playing, if they're at home or not. Games with high over-unders like this one. Then Amon-Ra chipped in 7 for 77 and a touchdown. Jameson Williams was kind of a no-show in this game. I told you as soon as the game started, I forget if you were just getting home or something, you hadn't watched the game. I was like, JMO had the first 2 catches of the game, and then that was it. Literally the first 2 throws from Goff were to JMO, and that was it. So
also there was that sick play where it was a handoff to Amon-Ra, and then he pitched it
to Gibbs.
Yeah, that was
a la
sick.
Ben Johnson.
And the other thing I'll mention too is just like Dave had 10 less carries, but 90 more yards.
Well, he had the long one that he got caught.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that was, but I said that might have been the longest run of his career.
Well, then
he tried.
What was his touchdown? Was it
It was
30?
like 30 yards, 20, 30 yards, something like that. But the Lions look good. Just to reiterate, because we've talked about them in the offseason, where they have come in with a new offensive coordinator. There was a lot of hype and still hearing a lot of things about Ben Johnson leaving and going to Chicago. But I think that week one performance was they just kind of started the season off slow, and it was more of a proponent of Green Bay's defense. So I think that's the take I'm kind of going with going forward. And these last two games, they've been insane. So they're looking good. Don't have to worry about them going forward. The Ravens, this loss for the Ravens, like I said, for next week, this could put them in a real hole. Nothing that I don't think they can climb out of. This is also a stat where I saw that Lamar has only lost his third loss of his career to an NFC team.
That division's also going to be shit. So,
yeah. I mean, regardless, they'll be okay. Lamar was still good, 21 for 27, 288 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 6 for 91 and 2. So this
one's weird.
I mean, this literally happened last year, where I think, well, last year, I think he put up more duds to start the season because we're only in week 3. Last year, he's coming off that car crash thing in the offseason. It had to have been more than 2 games. I think first 2 games, he might have goosed, like literally 0.
Yeah, I know he was dropped just like this year.
Yeah, I think that happened later. Like, because I forget who had Andrews.
Rick.
Before you did.
I think.
This year again?
Last year.
Okay.
I also had Mark last year. I picked him up, like mid, maybe like.
Who had him this year?
I don't know, because Rick, it might have been Rick again. He had. Oh, no, it was Mike.
It was Mike.
Mike had him.
Because he had Bowers and he took him for whatever reason. Yeah, this is.
He might have dropped him.
He dropped him pretty early.
Well, because we were saying that Bowers got hurt week 1. We were saying you could just play Mark week 2.
Yeah, I think he drafted.
I think he dropped him that week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, in the tight end world, this is
insane.
In the range of outcomes for Mark Andrews. Obviously, his floor is literally 0, but not every tight end can go out there and give you 6 for 91 and 2 touchdowns. So definitely a viable option going forward.
And I picked him up and I said I think he's one of the better guys with get a touchdown.
Just a chance of getting a touchdown. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Lamar looks for him in the red zone too. That's what's big.
Rashad Bateman, 5 for 61 and a touchdown. Just the classic waiver guy in a deep league. Yeah, you could take a shot at your flex, especially if you have Lamar. I would think he's more appealing. 9
tutties last year, which was
hasn't done shit up to this game.
Yeah,
nothing. Same with Mark. So
yeah, and it is worth mentioning that no likely yet.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to be back this week, but so
Mark looked good.
Yeah,
maybe just needed a little bit to get going.
They did have, Lamar and him. I think he scored like a 25-yard touchdown and just garbage. He was wide open.
I didn't see that. That was on my way to softball.
Just wide open. They were playing prevent defense. It was after Montgomery scored the touchdown. They just marched down.
We'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
Derrick Henry got in the end zone, but fumbles for his 3rd straight game. I didn't even know this until someone brought it up in the chat, because obviously last night was a pretty crucial fumble.
Yeah, he was pissed.
It's in the 3rd or 4th quarter or something. And I think they were already losing by 4, I want to say, at that point.
It was in the 4th.
Yeah.
And then the Lions got a field goal to make it a touchdown.
He was
game.
visibly upset on the sideline. I mean, he's fine. He just had a rough week 2, probably. So I'm sure he wanted to come out and have a great game on Monday night. Got in the end zone, but probably doesn't give you Derrick Henry type numbers. But obviously, you're going to keep throwing him in every week. And yeah, just hearing a note on the Lions defense, Lamar got sacked a lot. This is definitely the most I've ever seen Lamar get taken down. Usually he's been able to get away from pressure most of the time.
They just had a spy all night.
Yeah, and Aiden Hutchinson got him a couple times too. And he's really good. That's really the only notes. Lions won. Pretty much everybody notable in this game is still start worthy. And if you didn't have really as much confidence in David Montgomery as maybe your RB2, I think this kind of solidifies that for you. Anything else?
No.
Any takeaways for you on this game?
The Lions did all that offense. I don't think Goff scored that much, though.
I think Goff had like 1 touchdown.
I think he had like 10, maybe. So
Yeah. I feel like that happens a couple times. Like that
I
happened
mean, they want to run.
literally 2 touchdowns for each of the running backs. I'm pretty sure this happened like 2 or 3 times last year or close to it, where sometimes they just run it down the throat
Hmm.
pretty much the whole game. Okay, that's it. So we got some news to talk about.
News team, assemble!
More fucking injuries, dude.
PD Lamb expected to miss some time with a high ankle sprain, according to head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Initial report says 3 to 4 weeks, so essentially an IR stint.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks. Sucks for CD owners, sucks for Dak owners. I think this kind of puts a pause on the excitement of the Dallas offense until he comes back, because when he obviously they didn't really game plan for him not to be there, but when it was just Pickens out there as the number one guy, it did not look great for Dak, for Pickens, for really anybody.
Yeah, he did everything in the first half. I don't think Pickens did anything in the second
Scored a
half.
touchdown.
Yeah, it was in the first,
Yeah.
second quarter, I think.
Yeah.
2-yard touchdown.
Yeah, this obviously gives a boost to Pickens if you have him, so you probably have some confidence starting him going forward, but
Yeah, I
mean,
don't know.
the whole offense takes a hit for
I
sure.
thought about putting him in like one of the starts, but he's playing Green Bay this week. They are home, which I like better.
I'm not excited to play Dak this week. I have to, but
I'm excited to play Ferg.
Oh yeah, he might be the biggest beneficiary of everything. What do you have, like
14 targets,
catches?
13 for
13
14.
yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be without CD for a while. If you're in a hole, like someone is in our league that has CD and is off to an 0-3 / tough start, what do you do with him? Do you ship him out, or do you hold pat?
Nah, we should just keep him.
Hold on to him and figure it out?
Yeah, I don't. There's some trade mentionings going in the group chat. I wouldn't trade CD.
Fair enough. Mike Evans, essentially the same thing, same timeline, but with a different injury. Hamstring strain for Mike Evans. Will miss multiple weeks. I've read multiple things that he has gone on IR, or he's going to go on IR, but I don't think we saw that today, so maybe they might make that decision at some point. Yeah, so same timeline as CD. I also saw a stat. I said in the last episode that Mike Evans had a hamstring strain last year. Apparently, he's had a hamstring issue for the last 7 years.
Yeah, I said that. I think in the pod, I was just like, I feel like he's had a hamstring issue. Like
some worse than others, and with this specific one, actually, you didn't put this in here, but I saw that they called out the one last year, saying it's nowhere near as bad as the one last year.
Yeah, I put in here moderate.
Yeah.
That's all they called it.
Yep.
I guess that's positive.
Speaking of Mike Evans, I guess we didn't even really put this in here. First trade of the year in our
I was
league.
just waiting for you to blur it out.
I didn't even think about it until I saw his name. But me and Little J made a trade. It was Mike Evans and Jordan Addison for Cam Scadaboo.
Maybe you'll see it on the screen.
Maybe not. But this was purely 2 things. Jay needed receiver help, and I needed running back help, since I essentially only have 2 that are playable. Almost, maybe arguably 1.5 with Ken. But yeah, this kind of was just a trade to help both teams. And I mean, Evans was my 4th round pick, so it's definitely not nothing. And it's kind of me calling my shot on Cam Scadaboo, like what I've seen from him so far. And I mean, he's going to be my RB3, but potentially in my flex, maybe most weeks.
Got one veto in our league.
Yeah,
show your face.
I'll find out who it is. You guys don't think I fucking know what's going on in this league?
Could have been me.
Nah. Scary Terry McLaurin will undergo further tests on his injured quad. Status for Sunday is up in the air. I mean, you weren't really excited about starting Terry at any point this season, especially after his first slow week 1, with him basically getting into all the action late with the contract situation. And now, and especially you weren't really happy to start him last week without Jaden. So,
I mean, if Jaden is there, though, Debo just stock up, right?
For sure. Yeah, just I've told you multiple times that if I had Debo, or if anyone has Debo and Mariota's out there going forward, I wouldn't feel good starting him. But Obviously, if he's the only one out there, he's probably going to catch some passes. Where are you at with Terry? Because you had Terry last year. Obviously, when he comes back from injury, whenever this is fine, maybe a couple weeks or so, if he misses this week, is he still a top 10 guy to you? Or
Oh no, not even close.
really? I mean, that's saying something because he was a wide receiver, back end wide receiver 1 last year?
Touchdown. Touchdowns.
Touchdown. I mean,
That's what it was.
We brought up touchdown regression. I think he was my pick in our first episode as a candidate to be out of the top 10 before literally any of this happened with the contract.
Yeah, it was just strictly the touchdowns for me.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Staying with the Manders.
I'd put him at wide receiver 2.
Wide receiver 2 range.
Yeah.
Okay. Jaden Daniels still day to day, according to Coach Dan Quinn. Dan Broken Nose Quinn.
Dan Dog
Quinn. That was pretty sick the way they gave him
freaking nailed his head on the
they
turf.
gave him the game ball after the game. I don't know who was making that speech. It was probably some just defensive player. Just our coach is a dog and he deserves the game ball or something like that. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, if Jaden is in, you're playing him.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm playing him.
Yeah. I mean, Mariota showed as a good replacement option last week, so maybe that gives you more confidence this week to start him if Jaden is out and you have no other option. But if he's in, you're playing him.
Do we have it down here somewhere? I thought we did. Where is it at? Who's playing? Who's Washington playing? I thought I had it in here.
Washington is playing Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta. Revenge game, Mariota? No update from Aaron Glenn, Jets coach, in regards to Justin Fields. So, sweet. Guess we'll just have to keep monitoring that. Usually concussions are usually a week. But if he misses 2, then I don't know. I don't know what this says. Probably more serious than we thought.
Yeah.
But I think you're still starting all Jets, Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, regardless. So whatever you did with Fields last week, there's plenty of streaming options that we talked about in the waiver episodes the last couple weeks.
I think they're in Miami. Yeah, the Jets are. So I think that's, a
paper thin defense.
I think you can start Breece there.
Oh, yeah. Surefire, Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he's
wide receiver 8, Garrett Wilson.
That's literally it, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No other
The
options.
rookie tight end's not doing anything yet.
Yeah, nothing yet from him. Brock Purdy, we got a whole Niners segment here. We'll be reevaluated Wednesday to see if he could play Sunday. So that would be sweet. Juwan Jennings day-to-day, and Nick Bosa with the torn ACL, second time in his career, out for the year. I believe the last time was like 2020 or 2021. But that sucks for the Niners. They continue to just be an epitome of injury, bad injury luck. I don't even think you could consider it luck anymore. There's something going on there, something fishy.
Yeah, the only thing we can lean on is we're 3-0.
Hell yeah.
And in first.
Yep. Tyrone Tracy, part of Diesel's dynasty, will be sidelined 2 to 4 weeks with a dislocated shoulder.
It must not be really bad because I didn't see anything about surgery. So maybe it was just like a partial.
It's the same thing as Worthy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that initial one, they still have said that he'll need surgery in the future.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tracy, his arrow has been pointing down pretty much since the season started anyway. If anything, this kind of just boosts Cam Scadaboo's value in the short term. So if you had Tracy, I talked about him last episode, you can just throw him in your IR and see what happens, because I still am not convinced that backfield is what they want it to be. I think for some reason, something's in my head of just like hold up with him, because I think he still has value, because I think we both think he's talented.
Yeah, it's just tough because obviously waivers ran Wednesday and Tracy's listed as doubtful, so you can't put him in your IR.
Yeah, thanks ESPN.
Till that's it's funny. I people always get on ESPN about it, but I guess they go exactly by what the team does, and they don't put him in until the team officially does it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, especially if you only do waivers on Wednesday, you're just screwed. Because now you got to keep Tracy on your bench.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're in a league where you do waivers like Wednesday, Friday, or maybe even Sunday morning, and you can throw Tracy in the IR.
Right. Speaking of the Giants, Jackson Dart named the starter at quarterback going forward. Yeah, this went from Wilson looking on top of the world, leading the NFL in passing yards. It's kind of weird 2 weeks ago. And now
One game
I
later.
mean, people were booing the shit out of him last game, and that last drive was actually pretty pathetic. I don't even know what his thought process
It
was.
was like he was I thought I said it on the
Yeah,
last
he's like
pod.
legitimately throwing the game.
I think he threw the ball away like on every down.
Yeah, so I mean, this was coming at some point.
I don't necessarily like it. I mean, I like that Russ is gone, but for Dart situation, they got the
Well, they have a
toughest schedule.
brutal schedule.
So I don't think he's going to look great. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's just a stud and he goes out there and balls out. But yeah, it's a tough schedule. But might as well get the reps in. Play hard teams.
Yeah, I've never really, I don't know, as far as like sitting someone, playing them right away,
Like back in the old days.
when to play them, when to not play them. I think it depends. I think for the most part, I'm on the have them sit side.
I think me too.
You know, i.e. Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously that happens a lot less nowadays, but I mean, you could see that it definitely impacted some people's career. Micah Parsons, why the fuck is this in the news? Says sacking Dak will be painful. Quote, painful as in he'll have remorse.
Yeah, that's my guy. He says
he'll be sure he'll be meeting Dak a lot this weekend.
Says Dak mentored him a lot.
Amazing. Hopefully you didn't tell him too much because he's going to be running for his life probably from him. And then Titans coach Brian Callahan was relieved of play calling duties. I saw this. Who was it? For the quarterback's coach or something? Or
I didn't see. I mean,
they're fucking god awful.
Can only be good, right?
I mean, they're approaching like Browns level territory of. I mean, they made the playoffs with.
They were sick with Tannehill. I think they were a number 1 seed.
Yep, yeah.
But
I mean, they have just shown nothing to make me think that they wouldn't be in the running for the number 1 pick again, which is kind of crazy to say. Okay, that's it for the news. Moving on to Thursday night preview. We got the Seattle Seahawks against the Arizona shitty Cardinals. NFC West battle. Thursday night. Division battle. Both these teams have shown some signs of being good and some signs of being bad. I am not the biggest Cardinals fan. We have talked about this multiple times. I'm shocked that they did not make any coaching or really any changes in the offseason, and it's pretty much showing already.
They could also easily be 3-0.
They could have won that game against the Niners and been 3-0, but they also had played the Panthers and Saints, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so little fool's gold there. Kyler looks like the same old Kyler. Marv looks worse somehow, which I don't even know how that's possible. Connor's out for the year, and McBride's just out there doing his thing.
Even McBride's have had less, though, than last year. Less catches, less yards. He has had the touchdowns, though.
I can't remember. I mean, it's only week 3. I had him on my team last year. I think he was a top 3 tight end. I forget where he actually finished, but I don't know where he was after 3 weeks. But, I mean, Kyler still looks for him. He's still great yards after catch guy, good receptions guy. He already scored a touchdown this year.
I think he scored last week against the Niners.
Yeah, so even if he doubles his touchdown performance from last year, he only had 2. Maybe if he gets up to 5 or 6, he might end up in the same spot. But staying with the Cardinals, I've talked about Kyler ad nauseum at this point. I think in a 1 quarterback league, there are definitely other options to look at. I think Kyler's high ceiling days are behind him, especially with how this offense has looked and with the same coordinator and coaching staff. And then just inability to make big plays to Marv down the field. I feel like we've already seen up to this point last year more from Marv than we had this year. Because last year, week 2, I think it was a home against the Rams. Marv it was 4 for 102 touchdowns. It was a crazy game. And they just looked lost out there. I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and talk shit about the Cardinals all day, but where are you kind of at with Kyler and Marv? I haven't even brought up Trey Benson yet, but I think Kyler and Marv are the starting point.
If you happen to got Kyler as your QB2, you're totally fine. But where he was drafted, he's probably drafted as a QB1. Team points, 16. It's not terrible, but
right. Yeah, he was definitely going later this year than he was last year.
Especially in our league. But yeah, like you said, I mean, he's not really. You can't really start him in 1 quarterback leagues. I mean, he still has potential. He's going to get you 3 to 5 points on the ground every week if he gets in the end zone. but the passing yards isn't there. Just the overall eye test
Eye
of their
test.
passing
I think it's
attack
mostly that for me.
is not great.
Yeah.
I mean, he can come out and have 30 though, and all of a sudden he's a QB1 again as far as scoring. So I'm not in on him on a one quarterback league.
Yeah, that's what I meant as
But
far as other options. Obviously, in 2 quarterbacks,
I
you're
wouldn't
playing.
say I'm out on Kyler.
Do you think he could still finish as a top 12 quarterback?
Yeah, easily.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's 16 right now.
True.
Couple good
Without
games.
looking amazing.
Yeah. Although they have played an easy schedule. Well, 2 easy games and
Yeah.
hasn't been great.
Marv, where could he finish?
Yeah.
Top 24?
I'm not in on him.
It's funny because I think we both were going into the season. I think we both saw.
Are you more in on Marv or Terry? I just said Terry was a wide receiver 2 for me.
Before the season?
Right now.
Right now? Terry, for sure. I mean, Marv is just, they just shown us that they just can't get it together. You can't rely on that every week.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Marv for sure will this season will have some big games. But I think Terry, I mean, he's had a slow start because of the contract. He wasn't playing, he wasn't practicing, he wasn't really doing anything. I just have more faith in the Jaden Terry connection than I do the Kyler Marv, whatever situation they have.
Marv did have 5 for 71 and a touchdown week 1. I don't know if we knew that.
No, we did.
Okay.
Against the Saints, right?
He had 18. I think it was just the drop.
Inconsistency. I think he should be the number 1 option in that offense. I mean, McBride's great, but they didn't draft Marv top 5 with the top 5 pick to be this bad.
I think I'd go Marv over Terry.
Rest of season?
Yeah, simply because Terry scored like 14 touchdowns or something like that last year, 13, around there.
That's fair. It's a fair question.
I'm sure if I do have stock of them, they're my guillotine stack. If I had more shares, I'd probably even more down on them, especially Marv.
Yeah.
But
well, the good thing with Kyler, he's going later this year than he was last year.
Yeah.
So it didn't kill you as much.
We went ahead of Neighbors, right? Last year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited to play either one of them, especially Marv. I think I'm more comfortable playing Kyler. Marv, it's just until we see it, maybe like 2 weeks in a row or something.
That's been the tough part. Trey Benson. Hello. Welcome to the starting role. Where does he kind of fit in? Just a top 24 option? Right where Connor was? Same opportunity, goal line back?
I think it's got to be because, I mean,
he's looked okay so far.
Connor didn't really.
I'm just talking about in his Cardinals tenure, Connor.
No, that's what I was going to say. I was in on Connor going into the year. I think he was always one of the most consistent RB2 guys with weeks where he'll give you RB1 numbers. So I guess I would feel the same about Benson. You would think he'd have more juice.
I think safe to say he's a solid top 24 option and a rest of season option as well. It's not like he's a Band-Aid player, is a term that we've brought up
probably going to use a little bit more of DeMercado in the passing, or he might just have the same role. I don't know.
Equal roles, but definitely a top 24 option, I think.
I think so.
Then going over to Seattle, who just absolutely took a fat dump on the Saints at home. Just a total team effort. We talked about it on our week 3 recap. I think the first question, because JSN's not really a question, you're throwing him in as a wide receiver 1. He was definitely someone I didn't rate him high enough.
Yeah, I was wrong about him.
Didn't really care enough about him. Clearly very needed in this offense. I'd like to see his target share or even like yard share up to this point. Ken Surefire Walker, or returning this week is Zach Charbonnet. Where are we at with those two guys? Because they split the first 2 weeks, essentially. Charbonnet had the better week 1. Ken had the better week 2. Ken wasn't really needed as much last week. Got the 2 touchdowns, basically from the 3-yard line and in. And he didn't really play the fourth quarter at all. And Sharps didn't play.
I wouldn't want to play either of these guys.
Are they kind of equal in your mind as like flex options when they're both healthy? Do you like one over the other?
No, I would like Ken better. I mean, they had to go up last week, but at least his attempts have gone up every week. He's got.
They're both good backs. Like I said, like Sharp had the better week 1, Ken had a better week 2. You could do worse. Like I said, this team, they want to run the ball. They don't want to be a high volume passing offense. Is something I was saying in the offseason. And it's essentially right, like coming to fruition. I thought I was just going to lean a little bit more towards Ken's way. But if you have both, it's kind of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, very, very light. Like where you can potentially play both these guys and they both potentially score in the same game. So I would say a low end RB2 to RB3/flex for me, for both these guys. I'd have Ken a little bit higher. So I think we're
good. I'd probably have Ken in the flex range.
Like past top 24.
If Sharps wasn't there, I'd have him higher for sure.
Yeah.
Just
if either of these guys are not there, the other guy immediately shoots up to damn near an RB1, I think. And that's kind of how it has been going forward or previously.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go that far. The yards are. He had one good week, Ken. Obviously, 105 yards.
Well, last week was weird because they just didn't really.
He had 16 attempts.
Yeah, not a lot going on there, but yeah, I think just a total team effort last week. I don't know. I'm still decently high on Ken as a talent, and if Sharps isn't there, I'd rate him very high. But I think I'd put Ken right at that 24 range, like as it stands right now, and Sharps a little lower than that.
Yeah.
All right, who you got in this one? I actually haven't even thought about this yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I said I'm going to go the home team here. I'm going Cardinals to go 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle.
Seattle to go 3-1.
I have liked what I've seen more out of Seattle than I have had with the Cardinals. Like we said, the Cardinals have played, well, the Seattle, who they played? They played the Saints. They played... Shit.
I was just on Ken, Pittsburgh, and the Niners.
Okay.
So lost week 1, and then 2 straight wins.
Yeah, I don't know what the spread is in this game, but I would take Seattle in the points if it was me. I'd assume they're underdogs.
Seattle, they're favorite.
They're favored on the road?
Yeah, 1.5.
Oh, shit.
43.5, so kind of lower over under. It's always tough, too. It's a short week. It's on a Thursday.
Weird stuff happens on Thursday.
I mean, both teams were on the West Coast, so it's not like they have to go far. Seattle was home. Arizona was just in Santa Clara. It's not like they're far. So I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue, but still game just happened Sunday. You get like maybe one day off, then you got to practice right away. So we hate the Thursday night games if we have players involved.
So wait, we're both 3-0 because we picked. I'm sure Mike would have taken the Bills too. 3-0 after 3 weeks on Thursday night. We've all picked the same teams. So this is the first time we've picked someone different.
Eagles, Bills, and it was week 2.
Packers? Yeah, Packers, Washington.
Yep. Yeah, we both went Green Bay.
Yeah, so this is kind of the first toss-up, in my opinion, from the last 3 weeks. So we'll see who's right there. So a couple underdog picks
for the game.
Elephant in the room. We have not hit yet. 3 weeks. Last week was the first week we've missed more than one.
Mm-hmm.
But
mine and yours missed. Well, we didn't get Mike last week.
I had Cook.
We had a joint A-Chan.
Oh, right. Fuck him. Yeah, how did that not hit?
Dolphins suck.
Yep. Mike's pick. We just talked about him. Jacked up, Marv, higher than 3.5 receptions.
You can't get 4 catches, Marv. Underdog said, you suck. We're putting it at 3.5.
I mean, he kind of does suck. I've been beating the drum on Marv, even like going into last year. I mean, obviously not to be drafted where he was, but there's been some drum beats for his talent, which I don't know if that's true or not anymore. Like, how can we confidently say that?
Throw BTJ in there.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
is he actually talented?
I think they're both talented. I just think they need to figure their shit out,
Yeah.
as i.e. the entire offense. So Marv higher than 3.5 receptions. I have JSN over 83.5 receiving yards. He's hit this in every game. So clearly, someone knows something that I don't. Might be some short week stuff. Could be some sickness stuff. Could be some Arizona defense stuff. I
Both
don't think
teams
so.
so far have graded really good defense. I think Seattle's like top 5 according to PFF, and Arizona's like 10. But
Arizona's played some stinkers.
They've both played the Saints.
Yeah.
Arizona had Carolina.
And JSN's just so needed. So that's my pick. What do you got?
So my pick has also hit all 3 weeks. I did an alt line because we need to get one. I think the original line was 29.5 rushing yards for Kyler. I lowered it to 19.5. He's had 30 in every game.
Rushing yards?
Yeah, I could have just taken the 29.5 because, like you said about JSN, he's hit 29.5 every week. But I'm trying to see a W on the board. So I lowered it to 19.5. Made the multiplier like 0.7 something, but we need to see one go through the net.
Yeah, we need to hit a free throw here.
So I took Kyler 19.5. That should be
money.
Yeah.
Should be, but it's the Cardinals. So we'll see. Okay, going into our new segment, we're calling it the hot seat.
Booty on fire.
We need to figure out what's going on with these guys because it'd be irresponsible of us to keep throwing these idiots into our lineup, especially when we have plenty. Look at all these names. Plenty of other options to throw in. So we're going to give a few guys from the running back and receiver rooms of guys that were drafted fairly high that have disappointed or their situations have turned south very quickly. Starting with the running backs.
Yeah, I think we can just pair them both, right?
Yeah, we'll say them both. Chase Brown, Ashton Genty. 2 guys that have vastly underperformed up to this point, both for different reasons. Chase Brown, the entire offense has gone to shit without Burrow there, and Ashton Genty is on the raid. I think it's just as simple as that, Jim. So
I know I'm gonna want to pick Genty in a lot of these.
I'm not,
and I'm just gonna I know, and I'm gonna be like, I can't with that offensive line.
Like we just need to. This is something that I feel like I throw out the window very quickly. I don't know about you, but just draft value. You know, obviously Genty was a top 2-round pick. Chase Brown was a top 2-round pick. How quickly can you pivot away from seeing the value as that versus where they are now? I feel like sometimes people hang on to the draft value a little bit longer than they should have, especially when
you mean like in a trade. Like, oh, that's my first round pick.
Yeah, like a trade.
I know Eric does that a lot.
Could be a trade or this. Like this is a perfect example. Like, you know, Genty was probably your.
I mean, all these guys on this list, maybe outside of Dave, were, way lower.
Yeah. So how quickly can you pivot or like change your mindset into starting some of these other guys over your top round guys? Because I got BTJ in the league. Spoiler, he's a name for a wide receiver. I'm not playing him this week. So I'm not going to just keep throwing him out there and losing each week. I'm going to try and look for a different option until I see ball go through the net for BTJ. But we'll stick with the running backs. Chase Brown, Ashton Genty. I'm going to rattle off 7 names here. 7. It's not like we have one. There's multiple options here.
There was probably more.
Yeah, that you drafted way later than these guys that you might be looking as a start-sit option, or maybe you haven't even played any of these guys yet, depending on your roster construction. But we'll start. I'll just rattle the names off, and then we'll kind of go through the ones that we like. David Montgomery versus the Browns. Yikes. Javonte RB3 overall Williams versus the Packers. Yikes. Travion Henderson, the only person on the running back room who hasn't fumbled yet.
Yeah.
Versus Carolina.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins, top 10 RB. J.K. Dobbins versus the Broncos. Quinshon Judkins versus the Lions. Cam Scattabooyah
I put versus the Broncos. It's versus Cincy.
Oh,
He is
fuck
on
me.
the
You
Broncos.
set me up for failure, and I just didn't
So
even.
it sounds better now.
I just didn't. Yeah, that sounds weird. I was like, yeah, that's a terrible matchup.
Versus himself?
Cam Scadaboo versus the Chargers, and Travis Etienne versus the Niners. All 7 of these guys, besides maybe Travion, were lower than round 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, where's Dave at?
He was around there. I mean, he was probably going lower than Travion because there was a lot of hype for him coming out from the. So he might have been around the same area. But which of these 7 names? We'll start with Chase Brown. Maybe we could both just give our quick yes or no's if we'd start these guys over Chase Brown. Dave against the Browns, Chase Brown against the Broncos. I'm starting Dave. I need to. Okay, spoiler. I think every one of these players besides Travion, which actually he might have the best matchup, I would play over Chase Brown. I think I need to see it with this Bengals offense before, because, I mean, basically, they could not have come out and looked any worse against the Vikings this past week. And they're playing Denver in Denver. That just sounds like an ass whooping waiting to happen, especially if Chase has Surtain on him and they can't get anything going. It just seems like there's not going to be a lot of opportunities for him to score. So I would take Dave, Javonte, Dobbins, Judkins, Scadaboo, Etienne, all over Chase Brown this week. I would not take Henderson just because I feel like with him, they could still come out next week and throw Ramondre out there for the majority of the time. We don't know that yet. So even though the good matchup, that's my thought with Chase Brown. Where are you at?
I'm a little different. I'm not playing Dave.
Just because the Browns?
Cleveland has faced Jacobs. Didn't do shit. King.
Detroit, though, right?
Almost goosed. What was that?
It's in Detroit, right?
It is in Detroit. The King game was in Baltimore.
Was it?
Yeah. I think Cleveland was in Baltimore. Yeah, it was. It was a day game because Lamar threw 4 touchdowns. I'm actually going to go Chase Brown there.
Over Dave?
Yes.
Okay.
Javonte.
Offense also took a hit.
I'm going to go Javonte purely because another guy on this list just lit up Green Bay on the ground. And that was Judkins.
Right.
He did really good this last week. I'm going to go Javonte there. It's at home. I'm actually going to go Trevion here. I do think.
So you think he levels up this week based on the fumbling of Gibson and Stevenson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I go Dobbins, Cincinnati, cake matchup at home. You think they're going to be playing ahead? Positive run game script. Judkins at Detroit. I just said that
You've talked a lot about this guy. I feel like you really like him.
I do. Man, they just played King in Baltimore.
He was still able to do some things. It's not like he was completely irrelevant.
I'm going to go Judkins there. I think, oh man.
I mean,
Detroit at home is a different beast.
It's true.
I'm trying to think just their defense also. Like Cleveland's defense, does it not matter where they're at? But Detroit at home is just a different animal.
I think the decisions that I've come down to with these guys, this is definitely more of a Bengals issue than it is really. I mean, all these guys have shown flat. I mean, Trevion really hasn't shown much, but every other one of these guys has actually shown that they can do something. And especially we don't know if the Bengals are going to come out and they just can't do anything again. So I want to see it at least for 1 week with Chase Brown. And then I'm willing to really throw him in there. I'm willing to throw him right back into where he was properly ranked before the season, but I need to see it first. I'm not just going to keep throwing him out there with the same expectations.
Yeah, with that said, I'm going Chase Brown.
Over Judkins?
Judkins.
Okay.
And over Scadaboo.
Okay.
Chargers defense legit.
So you're higher on Chase Brown.
Yeah. I'm throwing last week's game out the window. That was I don't know. That was weird. 48-10, whatever it was.
Yeah. A lot of fumbles.
Maybe more checkdowns to Chase Brown. They got to do something different. And then with ETN, I think I go ETN there.
I mean, he's got to be almost a must start at this point.
Passing work. Yeah. The Niners don't allow a lot of rushing, but now Bosa out. I think, but more, I like the receiving potential, although he hasn't done that as much this year so far. So of the 7, I think I went
I think you're like half. You went.
Javante,
You took
Trevion, Dobbins, and Etienne. So I went 4.
4 out of 7.
Scatterboo, Judkins, Dave, who are probably the best 3 running backs on that list. I said no.
And I went 6 out of 7. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm willing to reevaluate Chase Brown, but what based off what I just saw, especially if I'm under 500 so far, if I'm my team's 1-2 or 0-3, and I just feel like I can't throw him back out there again. Especially like it's not like these guys we're bringing up are nobodies. Like they've been producing. So that's just my thought.
Scatterboo 1 week.
Yeah, 2 weeks. He had a good week too. I think with Tracy out, he levels
I
up.
think I might go all these guys over Genty.
All of them.
The Raiders O-line.
Well, let's talk this one through. I mean, Genty has a better matchup against the Bears. But like he's just not being used the way, no passing work. No.
Yeah, I think if they get up, the Bears, like, they use the other guys in the freaking passing game. Yeah. And the 2-minute drills, it's that guy.
Yep. No big plays, no passing work, and sometimes not in on the 2-minute drill. I feel like that alone is a hit in itself. So I took everyone except for Henderson over Chase Brown. Am I going to do the same thing here with Genty? Raiders. I mean, they were able to move the ball a little bit against Washington, but how much was that due to the fact that they were just getting shit on and it was a lot of garbage?
I'm still deciding. Well, you're deciding.
Yeah, I mean, the Dave call out against Cleveland is good. I just have a lot of faith in this.
Do you feel better about Montgomery or Gibbs
What do you mean?
in that game?
I like them both. At home, I think the Lions level up for sure. I mean, I know Cleveland has shut down
all 3
Jacobs.
games.
Who's the third? Jacobs, King, and someone else.
I was just looking.
Chase
Brown.
I'm not scared of. I'm not going to let an opponent come in to Detroit and scare me away from the Lions in a home game. So I think Dave can still fall into the end zone and give you some value there. I mean, I'm going to go the same thing. And I don't know if that's just me overreacting or whatever. I'm going to go all 6 out of 7 guys over Genty in this matchup. Just Henderson, I want to see. I know he's got a great matchup. I'm just not as confident as you, I think, that he's going to come in and produce and get more work than Stevenson and Gibson, which easily could happen. But
I'm not, like, I really like Scatterboo. I like him rest of season. Rookie, quarterback, first start, facing the Chargers.
That's a good call out, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I want to see Scatterboo do it with Dart.
Sure.
But as far as like rest of season, I'm in on Cam for sure.
Yeah, Cam and Javante, out of all these 7 guys, I think could have tougher weeks. I'm confident in Dave. I'm confident in the Lions against the
Dobbins
Bears.
is just a must, right?
Absolutely.
Cincinnati at home.
I think Dobbins might be number 1 on this entire
that's what I was
9
thinking.
players. But Scatterboo with Dart against a good Chargers defense, and then Javante against the Packers, albeit they're at home, but they could not be able to move the ball, and I wouldn't be surprised. That being said, I'll do the same thing. I'll take 6 out of the 7, and I won't take Henderson over Genty.
I was going to throw one more guy in there just to see. Breece Hall.
Breece Hall, as would I play them over these
Any
guys
of
over
them.
Breece Hall? I'm a little higher on Breece Hall than I am Chase Brown or Genty. I think I would maybe knock off Scatterboo.
They got in Miami.
I would not. Yeah. So Scatterboo, no. Javante, no. Henderson, no.
Still Dobbins.
Dobbins, yes. Judkins, yes. Etienne, yes. Well, I mean, Breece is on their level. I'll say that.
You start him over Genty and Chase Brown?
Yes.
Yeah, in Miami.
For sure.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah. For Genty, like I said, I want to play Genty.
Why? Well, if he's your first pick, then yeah, and like your roster's not going to be looking as good.
And just because it's like it's not his fault. Like it's not his fault. It's like I know he's clearly good.
That doesn't matter to us though. Like,
well, it matters for me, in my opinion. Like I know he's good, and that's why I want to pick him. But I don't think I'd want.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's
over
bad.
any of these guys.
I don't think I've ever once said that he's bad. I'm just saying, for fantasy, his situation sucks. That's all I really care about, I guess. So where are you at? So you took like 4 out of these 7 guys over Chase Brown. Are you more willing to play Genty over Chase Brown to start? Like Genty over Chase Brown? Because if you're higher on Chase Brown.
Yes. No. Brown over Genty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you're immediately playing the same people that you said you play it over Chase than over Genty?
Dave or Genty.
Well, you didn't play Dave over Chase Brown.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the list again. I don't think I'd go Genty. Yeah. He might just be the 9th guy on this list.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think we're locked into,
But I hope he proves me wrong.
Oh, sure. I mean, he was everybody's first or second round pick. So
yeah,
I think we're kind of rooting for him at this point.
Also got him in Dynasty.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a good conversation about running backs. Now for receivers. Got a few more receivers here. So we'll bring them all up, and we got more names. Brian Thomas Jr. leads this pack, followed by Lad McConkey, T. Higgins, jacked up Marv, and peeking out of the door into the room is Mr. Drake London. He's not in the room yet. He's not sitting down in the meeting, but he's next in line. But we'll start with BTJ, Lad, T. Higgins, Marv. BTJ was definitely in the first tier of receivers, I would say. And the other 3 guys were in the second tier. All have underperformed for different reasons. We've talked about the Broncos, Bengals with T. Talked about Marv. Lad, to this point, seems the third option in the passing attack for the Chargers. And Brian Thomas just can't get it together with Lawrence and the Jags and the new offense.
Off rip, I don't think I'm playing T over anybody except maybe Worthy.
So that leads us right into the names. So we'll start with Xavier Worthy. Haven't seen him yet. So,
yeah, if he plays, right?
Yeah. But if he's healthy, it's a conversation. Emeka Egbuka, George Pickens, Trey 3 touchdowns Tucker, dumbass Deebo Samuel, the Chargers duo of Quentin Johnson and Keenan, Ricky Pearsall, and Jalen Waddle.
We're starting with BTJ?
Yeah, where have we come to? It's only week 4 and we're having these conversations. But I mean, someone's got to talk about it. Yeah, so this is asking for a friend. Because I know damn well I can get half of these guys if I wanted to in my other league.
You want me to go first this time?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, BTJ.
We'll start with BTJ, and then we want to, we can lump Marv, T, and Lad into like one little clump.
Sure.
And just go from there. But BTJ needs to for sure have his own conversation.
BTJ at SF, as we mentioned.
Correct.
Egbuka home against the Eagles. I'm going to go Egbuka. Pickens home against Green Bay. I think I go...
That's a tough one.
I go Pickens there. I'm going Trey Tucker. I'm not going Deebo. I'm going to go BTJ. I think I go QJ and Keenan. I go Ricky P. Oh, God. I don't want to go Waddle.
Right.
And then even if Worthy plays, I don't think I want to go Worthy. Because I have Worthy, and I'm of the believer of like, yo, could he just be done with one solid hit on that shoulder? So I think I went 1 through 6. Oh, no Deebo. So I did again 4.
Egbuka, Pickens, Tucker, Chargers duo.
And Ricky
That's
P.
it. And Ricky P.
So I'll play BTJ over Worthy, Waddle, and Deebo.
I'm the exact same except I don't want to play him over Trey Tucker.
Yeah, you mentioned
If
you're not in on
Jaden's
Tucker.
in, I'd play Debo over BTJ. And I think we're aligned everywhere else. So I'd pick Ibuka. I'd pick Pickens. I'd pick Debo with Jaden. Without Jaden, no.
That's fair to mention, I guess.
I'd pick the Chargers duo. I guess I got to pick Ricky P. I wasn't as high on him as you were coming into the season, but like you said, we have to adapt. We have to be seeing that he's doing stuff out there.
Also, my mindset here was with Purdy coming back. I think that helps.
Do you think that changes anything for him?
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
week 2, he didn't do shit with Mac Jones. Last week, he did have a good game. Might have got close to
I think he had 100 yards.
I was going to say, he might have got close to 100 a game.
Didn't he have like 4 for 100 this past week?
Let's go to freaking Eric's dumb team. 8 for 117.
Oh, wow.
4 for 56 in Mac Jones' first game.
Against New Orleans?
Yeah, at New Orleans. But I mean, yeah. Initially, I was thinking with Purdy, I think even if Mac Jones is there, I'd rather play. That's the same matchup. Ricky P over BTJ.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm there with you. I mean, I have to, like I said, have to adapt, have to see that Pearsall is doing stuff in a flex / wider, like wasn't expecting much from him, and you could throw him into your flex / wide receiver too with semi-decent confidence.
You've mentioned before, Sauce Shadows or one side?
He
back and forth?
Yeah. I know. I said Stingley was the guy that usually does one side, but during the Bucks, he followed Mike Evans around. I don't know if Sauce does that. I think he moves around too. I feel like I've seen him in different spots as far as covering Tyreek versus Waddle. Is that what you're asking? Yeah, like I said, I feel like we're the exact same, except switch Trey Tucker out for me and put Debo in if Jaden is in.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that's enough of a statement in itself to see where we're at with BJ. I think we threw Ibuka on here just because he was a lower pick, but I think he, without Evans there, is at least a top 15
Yeah,
option.
the Eagles matchup doesn't even scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams just did, what? Puka had over 110 again, and then Devontae had 60
Touchdown.
in a tug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Plus, it's kind of like a wild card revenge game 2 years ago. Baker freaking dominated Philly.
He did. I also looked because I have Baker, so I'm obviously looking at, ahead. He played the Eagles same time last year, week 4, at home, same thing. Put up 36 points, like 4 touchdowns against them. That was also with Evans, with Godwin, with McMillan, the whole team.
Hey, we didn't even mention Godwin could be coming back.
Yeah, he's a wait and see for me. I don't think I feel confident throwing him in right away.
I meant more so to see, like, Mike leaves. If Godwin comes in, does Egbuka's role just remain the same? Or is it more?
I think we saw, as soon as Evans went out, we saw Egbuka running routes that he hadn't before, like shots down the sideline.
Because then Shepard was like the wide receiver too, right?
Yeah, Egbuka was more of like before in the middle of the field, and Mike was kind of the X receiver, quote unquote, on the outsides. I think that was already kind of an easy switch up. And Baker even said himself preseason, I remember him saying this, that he can be put at any receiver position and be fine. So that's my thoughts there. So I think that's a decent enough statement as itself that we would play some of these guys over BTJ because he was a top 5, 7.
I mean, 6, we've said it already.
Receiver.
5, 6 catches, 6 drops, 25 targets.
Okay.
Trevor's ass.
All right, so moving on to Marv, T. Higgins, and Ladd. So stop me or stop yourself if you feel different about playing one of these guys over one of these other guys, but I'm going to lump all 3 of them into kind of one situation because I feel like they're all pretty similar.
I think, like I said, I think it'll be...
T is lowest out of these 3?
Yeah, I think T is the exact same as BTJ for me.
So so you have Marv and Ladd higher than BTJ. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Interesting. I don't know where I would be with that. I feel it. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're all kind of producing similarly. I just know BTJ was drafted higher. So that's why I wanted to have him as a conversation in itself. But okay. Marv, T, Ladd. Egbuka, yes. Pickens. I mean, he can easily go out there and do fucking nothing. But I feel like they need him. Hey, Tucker.
Pickens also back-to-back weeks. I think it's like 68 yards and a touchdown. Same line.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, Buka, yes. Pickens, yes.
I'm gonna go yes with Pickens.
Tucker, no for me. I don't know. I'm not even looking. I said out loud too, so I'm contradicting myself. When we were watching the game, I was like, someone needs to pick this guy up because they just looked to him over and over and over again. I don't know if I'm willing to throw him out there over these guys yet. Same thing for me with Debo. If he's in, if Jaden's in, I'm playing him. If he's not in, I'm not playing Debo at all under any circumstance if Jaden is out. So that's my statement there.
Yeah, I think I'd go Debo, like you said, if Jaden's in. It's like if Jaden's in and Terry's out, then I'll say that.
Yep.
If Mariota's in, I'm good, even if Terry's out.
Yeah, Chargers doer for me is in. Pearsall's in. I think the only difference is that I'd probably play Waddle over these three guys. Waddle over Marv, Waddle over T, Waddle over Ladd. I feel okay about that. And Worthy, I might be with you with T. Let's throw Worthy in over T and not over Ladd or Marv. And that's where I stand. I'm all out on the Bengals until if I have Chase, I'm playing him, but I need to see that. Especially against Denver, like that just.
Yeah, I guess if Surtain shadows,
sure.
I mean, Denver also got fucking lit up week 2 against Danny Dimer, so I don't.
Well, he's an anomaly right
now. For me, I guess I'm not as low on Marv as I thought. I go Egbuka over everyone. I think I go Pickens over
T for sure. Right?
Yeah, T the only
T you're not doing.
T I'm not doing anybody.
Okay.
Well, not Worthy.
Right. Trey Tucker over T?
Yes.
Okay.
Man, Marv? I think I'd go Marv over Waddle, Marv over Worthy. Once again, Marv over Debo if it's Mariota.
If X plus Z plus Y equals 3.
Pickens, I think I'd go in on Pickens. New wide receiver, quote unquote new wide receiver 1. Back-to-back games with a tug, 68 yards. I'll go there over all those guys. Trey Tucker, I think I'll go Trey Tucker over Ladd, but not Marv. I think I'll go Marv.
Trey Tucker over Ladd, but not Marv. Okay. So are you flip? Because I know you, because this is the conversation. I think I maybe brought up before you that Ladd, as far as what I was talking about before, of like switching the narrative of pre-draft value until now. Are you kind of lowering yourself on him? Because I think I was a little lower than you.
Yeah, I said he was fine, but drafting him as a top 12, I'm not there.
Okay.
But I think I had him like 13 to 16 around there.
We both had him, I think, in the same area.
And I did say with Keenan there, it will affect it. But I also had no idea QJ would be doing this.
Yeah. No, I think Ladd has moved to 12 to 15 to a
low-end wide receiver too?
Yeah, 20 Flex. Around the 24, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, if Keenan and QJ keep doing what they're doing, I don't know how you can.
Which I don't think is sustainable, by the way. Like Keenan, QJ, every week they've done stuff up to this point. I mean, Herbert has clearly leveled up. But even still, when that happens, it's hard to feed 3 guys with this amount of production. But kind of riding the hot hand, I think, at this point. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Ladd, I would go Ladd over. I'm just not in on Waddle, clearly. I'd go Ladd over Waddle, Ladd over Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy's probably the lowest. I'd have Worthy over T, like I said. And that's it.
I think that's it. I'm going Ricky P. I'm going to go the duo over Ladd because that's just how it's been.
Yep. I mean,
I'm buying the Trey Tucker week. And I'm going Tucker over all these guys.
So Trey Tucker rest of season is a what? Flex? Top 24 to 30?
Oh, God.
Lower than 30? Because around 30 would be like a flex.
I'll say flex play. I guess I'm just buying the week 2 or week 3
Hot hand.
week. Yeah.
All right. That was a good convo. I feel like it needed to be had. Because like I said, you can't just be throwing guys out there every week blindly without even, because there's a bunch of other options, clearly. Okay, before we get into the DK lineups,
Just a couple must starts.
yeah, staying in the same vein, guys that have quickly changed from a question mark to a must start. We each got two each from 2 receivers, 2 running backs. Mine are Javonte and Jordan Mason, and my receivers are Keenan Allen and Rome.
Yeah, Rome.
I'm higher than Keenan. I'm higher on Keenan than I am QJ. I literally said to you in the kitchen before we recorded, sat down for the recording. It's not even like Keenan left. Like it literally feels like he never went to Chicago, and he's just right back where he was with Herbert before that happened, which is a crazy world to think about, but here we are.
So I agree with what you said.
Did I say Roma Junze?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, clearly him.
Even though, like I said, I was thinking more for this week. So I do have QJ at wide receiver, but I think Keenan's a must start too. Rest of season, though, I would take Keenan.
Mm-hmm.
My running backs, or my other receivers, Ricky P. And then my 2 running backs are Judkins and J.K. Dobbins.
I think that's fair. I mean, Dobbins has been great. I mean, probably one of the best offseason calls by you of the value picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the first ones that I always think of that when I'm thinking of Dobbins. And he's just showing 0 signs of giving that job up to Harvey. So I was in my draft, or our draft, definitely missed on that one, I think, as far as the transition of when that's going to happen. But we move on.
All right, let me go to my
yeah,
lineup.
last thing, the DraftKings lineup. So we haven't talked about this yet, but you sniped.
Yeah, let me look at that first.
The first place from me last week. I had the win. I didn't really look at this either because you just told me, and I was like, all right. Who'd I have at quarterback? You said that the kneel down lost me the week. Who'd I have? Was it
Caleb?
God damn it, Caleb. Yeah, he beat me by like decimal points.
138.56 to 138.52.
Okay. That's why I didn't look at it. And then Mike got third again.
Yeah, 122. I mean, it's not that far. I mean, we had very similar lineups. I'll just share it real quick so you had Caleb, I had Kyler, so you beat me there by 15. You had McCaffrey, or I had McCaffrey, you had Mason. Those kind of washed out. We both had Bijan. We both had Rome. We both had, actually, I had Mason too, but in my flex. Both had Keenan Allen. Our third wide receivers took poops. You had Tet, who had 7. I had Franklin, that had 2.
It's Franklin.
It was really just, I mean, there was no it was just the kneel down because everything else was so close.
Right.
Oh, you had CD.
Yep.
Got you a 0.
Thanks, CD.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Okay. So it's 2 firsts for me on the year, 1 second, 1 first for you on the year, 2 second, and Mike's bringing up the rear with 3/3.
All right, my lineup.
But we're here in week 4. Who do you got at quarterback?
My QB is Caleb Finger Painted Nails Williams.
Still cheap.
5,800.
Mike's quarterback is also Caleb.
His fantasy quarterback?
And his DraftKings quarterback. Yeah. Against the Raiders. Mine is a smelly one. At home, 5,100.
Jake Browning?
Michael Penix.
Ooh.
Against the Manders. I'm going to go with my home theory with Penix at home and see what happens there.
Did you stack that?
Yeah.
Ugh.
With something stinky.
Armpits?
Yeah.
My running back one is your boy, James Cook. 7,100.
Okay.
Facing the Saints at home.
Okay.
They just lost by 87 points to Seattle. And they're going to play Josh Allen on the East Coast. I guess they're on the East Coast, but they're flying back east.
That's a tough one, Jim. All right, Mike's running back. Quinshawn Judkins. Talked about him a lot. 5,500 at Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then my running back 1 is CMC.
That is pricey.
8,500 against the Jags. Give me all them catches.
Oh, you must have. Oh, you're a cheap quarterback.
Yeah, I'll run it back. My running back 2 is Omari and Hampton, 5,900 against the Giants. And Mike's running back 2, someone who absolutely fucked him this past week, but he's throwing him right back in. Ramondre Stevenson, 5,100 against the Panthers.
I'm playing the Panthers. Okay. I am taking the counterpart there.
Trevion?
No, I'm taking Chupa.
Antonio Gibson? Chupa.
He was 6,000.
Okay.
My wide receiver 1, quote unquote, because I have a banger at my flex, is Keenan Allen. I think he's been in my lineup every week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's still cheap. Cheap enough.
5,300. He went up 600.
Okay. Well, I'll go with my wide receiver 1 and 2 because it's the same as Mike's receiver 1 and 2. Puka, 7,900 against the... Oh, fuck. I put at the Rams. Who do they play?
Colts at home.
7,900 against the Colts. And then Rome Odunze, 6,300 against the Raiders. I've had Odunze in my lineup every week, too.
You're not going to ask how I knew that so fast?
Knew what? Oh, Puka?
He's in my flex.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Who's your wide receiver 2?
Sorry, it was Puka and
Rome Odunze for me.
Rome's my wide receiver 2.
Okay. So you both have Caleb and Odunze, and I don't have Caleb. Sweet. Who's your wide receiver 3?
4,200. Trey Tucker.
Okay. So
Same
you're
game.
in. You're in on Trey Tucker. We get it. All right. Mike's wide receiver 3 is much better than yours or mine. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7,300 against the Bears. And my wide receiver
Browns.
3. Oh, damn, I got that wrong too. All right, put that wrong. Browns. Okay. And then my wide receiver 3 is an absolute boomer bust. Tyquan Thornton.
Oh, God.
4,000 against the Ravens. I told you.
We went the same type.
Yeah. I told you this has been my least favorite lineup that I've made so far. But I'm hoping for another deep bomb Thornton touchdown against the Ravens. And then I'll swing it back with my tight end, the stacks, Kyle Pitts, 3,600 against the Manders at home.
Fucking free.
And then even more
There's
free.
defenses that are more expensive.
Even more free from Mike Bretton Strange, 3,200 against the Niners. So who is your tight end?
I'm chasing the tight end 1 on the year.
Hunter Henry?
Hunter Henry.
Okay.
And his week last week.
Hopefully
4,000.
you hit this week with him.
And I already mentioned my flex. It's Puka.
Okay, you got Puka in your flex. Mike has Amari and Hampton, so he cycles with me there. 5,900 against the Giants. And my flex is Keenan. 5,300 against the Giants.
So me and you both have Keenan, Rome, and Puka.
Yes.
And Mike has Puka and Rome.
Puka, Rome. Me and him cycle with Hampton. You and him have Caleb.
Caleb, right.
And then my defense is the Chargers, 3,300 against the rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart. And Mike's is probably just threw this in because that's all you had left. The Panthers, 2,500 against the Patriots.
But he took Ramondre.
Yep.
Running back. I went Texans.
Who they play?
Home against
Your boy, Cam Ward.
3,400. So they were $100 more than
That seems good.
your pick.
Okay.
But I like your pick too.
Yeah, first start for Dart. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Is that it?
I think that's it. On to
Yes.
week 4.
So hope everyone enjoyed kind of our newer episode. Like I said, we're going to be doing a few more of these as we get through the year, as like check-ins. What do we do with some guys? We'll have different segments. We're going to switch it up as the year goes instead of just doing the matchups each week. You got anything else before we sign off?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Good luck week 4.
Good luck to week 4.
You and I both coming off back-to-back double wins.
Yep.
And I'm coming off a $50 week.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even get to mention that, but congrats on that.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.